I want to let you know before we start that you are allowed to swear on this podcast because I did some research and you like to swear. Would that be a fair assessment?
In the right situation.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Let me give you a situation real quick. If a fan tapped on the glass and said, "Hey, coach, can I get a selfie with you in the middle of a game?" Would you say no or would you say fuck no?
To be honest, I wouldn't even look back.
There it is.
I would ignore it.
Yeah, I found a clip of right before you guys took the ice for Game 7 in the Stanley Cup. Can I read you the quote that you had for the pump up for the boys? Can I read it to you?
You can read it.
Okay, you said, "Pump it up here. We're here for a fucking reason because we're a fucking good hockey team and we're going to fucking come home with a cup here tonight. Let's fucking go." I got pumped up just watching that.
A lot of F-bombs.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever walk out after you give a pregame speech? You're like, shit, that was a lot of swearing by me. Whoops.
I don't even think about it before I even go in there, to be honest with you. It happens. I come out and just feel it and talk to the team, whatever I feel is needed at the time. And at that point, I didn't think there was really much to say. We're in Game 7 of Stanley Cup final. Let's go.
Yeah.
And, so they were ready.
Yeah. So the season, obviously, incredible season, ends with the Stanley Cup, you lifting the cup. But it starts with you taking over as interim head coach and you guys being the last place team as late as January 3rd. How the heck did you guys turn that whole thing around? Like, was there a moment? We always talk about the beginning of a championship DVD. Was there that moment that you can think back and be like, that's where it all clicked for the team and we kind of turned everything around?
I would say in mid-December, right around Christmas time, we went on a road trip out west, played Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary, I believe. And that was a great trip. I thought we played excellent hockey. We didn't get as many wins as we wanted to. If I think back, maybe we won one out of three only, but we were playing real solid hockey and the way we needed to play to win and to get on a roll. And then Binnington came up. He was up with us already, and we started him in that Philly game, and he played really well. And kind of like I thought that, his next start, he won again. So now the team started to really believe in what was going on, and it really boosted the confidence of the team. And we just rolled from there. Like, we had a lot of good players. There's a lot of good players in there. And once we really started to come together as a team and play for each other on the ice, it doesn't matter what you do off the ice. You can be buddies with your teammates and do all this shit, but if you don't play on the ice, you won't win. You won't go anywhere. And once that started to come, we rattled off 11 in a row. I knew we were pretty good.
Yeah.
What typically comes first, being really tight with your guys on the ice and then developing those friendships outside of the rink, or being boys off the ice, then you come in and you're able to kind of use that relationship that you have to be a solid line?
I think all the guys nowadays, they all know each other. It's funny how the league is really formed. The NHL Players Association has really tightened up these players. Like, they all know each other. They're all buddies. So when you get a team, half of them know each other already, so they're already tight off the ice.
Yeah.
But you got to get that tightness on the ice and that team, and we really stress team first mindset with our group, and they really took it and ran with it. They do a good job of that, of staying in that, and as coaches we got to remind them and we got to keep harping on it and bringing it up, but that to me is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So
have you noticed, like, Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette, these are two guys that should hate each other, but you listen to their podcasts, they're all buddy. It's sickening. It's gross. Like, Biz Nasty's not someone that should be anyone's friend. All of a sudden, he's like cuddling up with Whit.
Yeah,
it's gross.
It's true. So you get the interim head coaching job. You win the Stanley Cup. You never get officially the head coaching job until after the season. So when you sit down with the front office, did you just laugh? Like, was it just like a good hearty laugh? Like, come on, guys. Like,
no.
What's the negotiation here? I just want a Stanley Cup.
No, I talked with our GM before that, and it was all going to be worked out. We just left it as it was, which was the right thing to do, I think, at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened twice in hockey, and it's a hilarious idea that you coached the entire season essentially, but you were still the interim head coach winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and I was fine with it, to be honest with you. I wasn't really too worried about it or paid much attention to it at all. I really didn't.
If you guys go on a losing streak, will you go back? You like slap the interim back on? Let me earn it back?
I guess you never know.
Yeah. I mean, was it a little bit of a concern that maybe you'll stop being as hungry now that you're no longer the interim head coach?
Concerned by me?
Yeah.
Not by me.
Yeah.
I don't know if they thought that, but
Well, you did it too with the Flyers when you took over the Flyers, and you know mid-season you guys had to bounce back. Is there something about your coaching style that can get more? Because we talk about it all the time with football coaches. You'll get an interim head coach, and usually the team will have a nice bounce because they're fighting for their jobs and they want to play for this new guy. Do you think that there's something in your style that brings that out of guys where they start maximizing their potential?
there could be. I mean, I try to demand the most out of our players, like as every individual and the team. So I push. I mean, but, you know, being the head coach now, I don't really coach any differently than I did last year. I feel like I bring the same kind of mindset this year. You obviously got to do things differently at times to change things up and stuff like that and motivate. But for the most part, my style has not changed one bit.
Yeah.
Now, it says that you're a very honest guy, a very honest coach, maybe sometimes a little too honest. Or at least the guys, they always know where they stand when you're talking. Have you ever found that, like, maybe sometimes you don't have to be as directly honest if it's a guy that, like, can't handle that type of coaching? Or are you just going to be who you are no matter what?
Well, I mean, you gotta approach probably every player a little bit differently, but you know, you can really get after some players that can handle it, but you got to know which players can handle it. And if you see them start to well up, you just say, okay, that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I read that you are considered a player's coach, and I assume that's a compliment that you like to know. You know, whenever someone says a player's coach, that means that the coach is just very in tune with their players.
Yeah,
and their
I mean,
team.
I try to. I think I understand all the guys. I try to have conversations with them on a daily basis and know, you know, what they're doing, not only in hockey but in life and their families and things like that. But at the same time, they know that, you know, I demand a lot from them, and this is how you got to play, or you're probably not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just so they know what they need to do and what's demanded of them. But I'm very approachable. I mean, I want my players to come talk to me about anything.
Yeah.